Gracelynn Ferguson gripped the Model T's window frame and leaned forward, breath caught in a suppressed gasp. An unexpectedly warm November breeze brushed against her heated cheeks, inciting a thrill of anticipation. As if two black curtains rolled back on a stage, a pair of ornate iron gates stood on either side of the drive, welcoming the car forward. Grace angled farther, waiting for the great unveiling and holding her hat in place against the wind. One turnaround hedgerow of braided vines showcased this hidden gem of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the palace of the Shenandoah, Whitlock. Framed by blue-tipped mountains and rolling green hills, the Italian-style mansion stood as an edifice of white marble and colonnades, with two dazzling towers at each corner gleaming in the late morning sunlight. Yes, it was indeed very castle-like, and the perfect place for her sister and the Earl of Astley to begin their lifelong romance. "Good heavens, Grace! Sit back before the servants see you hanging your head out the window like a dog." Lilia's reprimand sliced into Grace's whimsical admiration, but Grace shrugged off her sister's rebuke with a deep breath of pine. Ah, country life suited her sensibilities much more than their stuffy Richmond townhouse. And Whitlock? Her favorite place in all the world, with a labyrinth of familiar passageways and spaces to explore or hide in from stuff-shirted wedding guests, as the case may be. "Really, Grace, the wind is loosening your hair from its pins." Her sister's voice pinched tight. "I'll not have my future husband embarrassed at the sight of you showing up in such a state." "No one will notice me when you're near." Grace pushed her loose strands from her face and twisted her neck to appreciate how Whitlock's snowy towers contrasted against the azure sky. The towers served as excellent hiding spots, too. "They'll certainly notice if a ginger-headed wildling enters the house instead of the refined young lady you are supposed to be. And Mr. and Mrs. Whitlock were so kind to offer their home for the house party. Would you wish to embarrass them, too?" Grace pulled her head inside so quickly she almost hit her cloche hat on the frame. The last thing she'd ever wish was to bring pain to Whitlock's magnanimous master and mistress. Though she couldn't quite understand how her unruly hairstyle would shame the Whitlocks. If anything tempted trouble, it was her scandalous red hair, whatever its coiffure. "Grace." Her father's deep voice melted into the conversation, a soft, familiar rumble. "It's a mercy that you're not the one marrying an English earl, or the poor man would have a job on his hands." Her grin perked at her father's gentle teasing. "Which is why I'm particularly glad my sister bears the burden of marrying for circumstance, so that I can engage myself to some insignificant farmer and live in obscurity with my garden, books, and passel of rambunctious children." "Oh, good heavens!" Lilias pressed her fingers into her forehead and shrank back into the black leather seat. "You say the most ridiculous things. Besides, I don't plan to think of marriage until I'm forced to by circumstances, will or heart." "Our Grace has too many adventures to be had with her Sherlock Holmes, I'd say." Grace sighed at her father's mention of the detective and his thrilling escapades. "Indeed, father dear, I prefer my current delightful predicament of being wholly unattached, except to my fictional heroes, of course. It's a perfect occupation for watching Lilia's romantic story unfold without having to delve into it myself." "This is a business transaction, Grace. Don't try to romanticize it," her sister groaned. "And please refrain from your book discussions when Lord Astley is present, won't you? Half of the time I can't tell which people are real and which are fictional." Lilias looked positively exhausted, and with thoughts of her impending marriage being a business transaction, no wonder. Grace marveled at her sister's ability to keep her emotions so well controlled, and with training from the hawk-nosed tutor father had hired to prepare Lilias for life in the British aristocracy. It made sense. But the past few weeks, her sister had appeared a bit more frayed than usual,